I don't even keep up with it anymore. But 7 years. Amen. So we're just certainly thankful for what God has done and what He is doing in their life. They're going to share with you. Let's applaud God for Mike and Ramona Woods. Amen.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It's Stewardship 2007, y'all. 2007. We're back again. We're thankful to Pastor Lockett, Sister Lockett, for inviting us to come back again to just share with the ministry what God is really revealing in our lives that He too can reveal in your lives. A lot of times we're searching to find, well, what is He really doing? Is the word that Pastor Lockett talks about, is it real? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're here to share with you all today that it is real, it's a living word, it's something that's happening every single day in our lives. We're literally eating the word. So we're glad that you all took your time out today to come and just spend this moment with us. And hopefully some of the things that we will share with you will impart into your spirit, get deep into your heart, get deep into your mind, and just really demonstrate to you that you too can have it. Today is a great day. We wake up every single morning just thankful for the opportunity to serve. So we're excited this morning. Both my wife and I have been married for 15 years, just celebrated our 15 years, 3 months, 17 days, 9 hours, 23 minutes. We're just excited because, you know, in today's market, in today's marketplace, it's challenging to be married. It's challenging because the devil is trying to split you up on every angle. So we're just glad to continue to be another year, and we take it a year at a time, and another year and another year. And I'm loving her. I even wrote her a love letter this year, Pastor. I wrote a poem just for her. I put all my heart and soul into it. Had her almost crying. Almost. I'm going to get a little deeper next year. But we're just thankful to have a pastor that really is a visionary, not only in the ministry, but also in the marketplace. Let's begin. It's another year, and we've talked about going black to the future. We talked about prisoners of the minds. We've done women's empowerments, and we've done other different sessions. This year, I don't know how it is that the same battle that Pastor deals with in the ministry are the same battles that we deal with in the marketplace. That is faith. It's a powerful thing. Faith is, from our understanding, we've kind of put a twist on this thing because everyone says they have faith. We've demonstrated faith by just putting the acronyms fighting against ignorance through hope. Oh, that's a tough one there. Fighting against ignorance through hope. Someone said, now, Michael, are you calling me ignorant? No. I'm not calling you ignorant. I'm just saying we all do some ignorant stuff. Not everybody does it all the time. But every now and then, we all do some stuff that's just downright ignorant. Because we do not know. We do not know. And we always talk about Hebrews 11:1. And we talk about Hebrews 11:1 because everybody can relate through it. Easy. And someone said, well, why is faith so important? Why is it necessary? We were in a meeting. And the meeting that we were in with different city officials, and we had bankers there, and they were talking about the progress that we're making, and we talking about the minority business incubator that we were getting started, and why we saw it to be such a need in the African American community. And the guy said to me, he says, Mr. Woods, we're in the conference room, in our own conference room, and we got a big conference table. He said, Mr. Woods, he said, why do you need to help these people to do better when they're already surviving? That thing kind of, I couldn't get the words to express to that comment. So I could only feel what was in my spirit. And I said to him, let me show you what surviving is like. I got down on the floor. I crawled underneath the table. And I spoke to him underneath the table. I said, surviving is like me being underneath this table, operating, and you don't even know I exist. I said, we are sick and tired of just surviving. It is time for us to succeed. The man turned purple. Everybody in the room was awestruck because I was sick and tired of people telling us that all we have to do is to survive. Amen. I'm tired of surviving. Amen. Am I ever going to succeed? When is the survival going to stop?
Because when you are surviving as an entrepreneur, you're not necessarily employing people. You are not, Pastor Lockett defines success as knowing God, what he desires for our life, reaching our maximum potential, and sowing seeds that will benefit others.
If you're just surviving, how can you plant a seed that will help somebody else?
When you are just surviving, you are not paying your taxes.
The banks are not just surviving. You are succeeding off my ignorance.
When you are just surviving, you are not employing people. So we want today to stop. We want to do something a little different and come from the heart today, because we are tired of the battle that we see every single day. The battle that's going on in your business, the battle that's going on in your marriages, the battle that's going in your faith, the battle that's going in your finances, and the battle of the lack of giving. We want to share with you today how to put the armor bearer of success on. It's no longer enough to just survive.
See. I like this illustration here because I had to paint a clear picture in their minds as to understanding this thing about faith. I said, see, there's something in this cup. Or is it? Is this cup empty? Or is this cup full? Somebody said, well, what's in the cup? What's in the cup? You tell me. Is it empty? Or is it full? Well, I believe that it's full. I believe it. That's my faith. My faith is saying that this cup is full. Now, can you see that it's full? But I got faith that it is full of something. And the reason why I got faith is because faith is the substance of things. No, now faith. Because faith is just people just say faith. No. I need faith right now. Oh, no, I ain't got no later faith. So I'm checking to see my faith. So the only way I'm going to see whether faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen, is I have to kind of blow in this cup. Woo! Let me blow again. Woo! There's something in this cup. You know why I know there's something in this cup? Because it came back and went into my eyes. Now, you didn't see it because it won't your faith. It was my faith. And when I blow into this cup, what I'm blowing into is that thing inside of me that God has placed there that says faith is the substance, air that he's put in my body that says I can do all things. He gave me the air. He gave me the air that when I woke up in the morning, I knew I could do something. But some people are waiting for somebody else to fill the cup. That ain't faith. That is somebody else filling you up. I want my own faith. So when it's time to activate it, I can feel that faith becoming manifest. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. If you got so much faith, where is your evidence? Evidence, hope, substance, faith. Faith, substance, hope, evidence. Can't see it. Why you can't see it? Because you ain't really have no faith. I ain't got no faith? Oh, show me your faith. Through your evidence. Because we are a visual people. And you can come to church every single Sunday for the next 100 years. And you can tell somebody you're being blessed all you want to. But they want to see the evidence that you are in your right mind, that you got something, because the people out there in the world, in the marketplace, they got more faith than you do. Oh, it's about time for me to leave, Pastor. Simply because their system is based upon the evidence. Why are we the only ones that ain't got no evidence? I just want the evidence. I want evidence.
See, we challenge each and every one of you that your faith is not at the standard that it needs to be. We believe that success is already in each and every one of you.
Where's it at? It's in me. This success is in me. Survival, oh no, that was my yesterday. But success is in me. I'm going to get it out. I am going to get it out. I am going to get it out. Because, see, it says in Mark 4:40, and he said unto them, why are ye so fearful? They're all in the same boat. He was at the bottom of the stern, the bottom of the stern, the bottom of the boat. He was resting. They were going crazy. They were fearful that he was going to let everybody drown in the boat. And he said, he blew the wind, stop. Peace. Why? He didn't say you had a little bit of faith. He said, how is it that you have
no faith?
Zero. None. No faith.
See, today we want to take you to a journey from survival mindset to a successful mindset.
From
Because-
survival to what?
Success. Because even it's incredible how we never talked to Pastor about what we were going to discuss.
We never talked to Thompson. We never talked to any of the other.
Discuss.
Bob
we
Harris.
never talked to last night the gentleman, Mr. Harris, that what we were going to discuss. And it is incredible how every speaker,
Line right
every
up.
single speaker is dealing with the mind. Until you don't change your mind, you will never change your circumstances.
The mind. From survival-minded to success-minded. See, there are certain things that survival mindset really deals with. Not willing to pay the cost is a survival mindset. Now, how do you know that the person is not willing to pay the cost? Look around. They ain't here. It's the evidence. Do you see them beside you? Are they to your left? Are they to your right? They ain't here because they weren't willing to pay the cost. Now, they'll pay the cell phone bill, but they can't pay. The cost.
Not only are they not willing to pay the cost, but they concentrate a lot on if they pay a little bit of the cost, they want to know how much of that they're paying are you making off of that. Where a successful person, they don't care what you do with the money. Once I pay my tithes, I know that it's going to fertile grounds because I could just look around. I don't care how gifted Pastor Lockett is. Duke Energy is not going to give him free electricity. I mean, I don't think so. There are certain things that you got to pay for. And there are a lot of expenses in running a ministry, in running a business, in people's time.
See, survival-minded people pays and values the tangibles, things they can feel. I got to touch it. See, it's a different mindset when you move to becoming success-minded.
Right, because the survival mindset of person, they constantly pray for, Lord, I need $1,000. Lord, I really need some money. Lord. And what you're not realizing is that even if you got that $1,000, tomorrow you're going to be in a worse condition than you were in. You've got to value the intangible, which is an idea. Every time I sit in church, I get so many ideas. How do you put a price tag on sparking your creativity?
That success that's within you. Somebody got to sometimes light it up.
And you got to be willing to pay for somebody to light it up if you can't light it up yourself.
See, survival versus success. We've been studying this thing because this thing really bothered us. Why do people want to treat you like you just surviving? It's because they don't understand that you've moved from there. Because they're looking at that thing that you're doing, the bad credit. That is a survival mindset. Just paying your bills when you want to pay them. That's a survival mindset. Just making ends kind of
touch.
That's a survival mindset. I'm tired of them touching. Stay together. Stay together. Don't move. I don't want them just standing. I want to wrap around each other. See, we got to move from the survival, just enough. Just enough ain't enough. Whatever it is, just enough ain't enough. So we're moving this thing to say, look, let's begin to think success-minded. Let's move from good to excellent credit. Because there is a tremendous difference. We're going to paint the picture of how clear it is in less than about 6 minutes.
Now, I'd like two people who need $30,000 to please come up here real quickly.
Who needs $30,000?
Just two. I just need two. Just two.
Look, you
Just
ran
two
up here.
people.
Good
okay,
Lord.
you can come on this side right here.
She said,
Come on this side right here for
okay.
me.
30,000. Come on,
come
one
right
on
here
this
for
side,
me.
one on this side. $30,000. Okay? Now, we're just going to call you. Yeah, I think so. We're just going to call you for the general purpose of this seminar. We're not going to call you by your real name because we want anybody calling you at home to my Shaquita.
No, she's
This is Willie Mae. Willie Mae. Willie Mae, you got $30,000.
$30,000 for Willie
Come stand
Mae.
right over here, Willie Mae.
And
Shaquita.
This is Shaquita. And
Shaquita
she
Renee.
also, we're giving her $30,000.
30,000, correct?
Yes.
This is what happens. Go ahead, Ramona.
Okay, now, I want you to really visualize this picture, okay? $30,000 is Shaquita and Willie Mae's income, okay? This is how much they make per year. Now, they both are purchasing the same exact house in the same exact neighborhood. They're buying the same exact car from the same dealer for the same price, okay? The only thing that's going to change between these two young ladies is their credit score. That's the only thing that's going to change.
Now, Miss Willie Mae, her credit score is
732.
732. Everybody
She
give her
has
Willie Mae.
good credit.
Now, Shaquita Renee.
Yeah. She has terrible credit. I believe her credit score is
580.
580. It's under 600. Okay? Now, I need a salesperson. The first thing that comes out, now they're employed, okay? So the first thing that comes out is what? Out of their paycheck? Taxes. So they have to each pay $6,600 in taxes. So collect your tax, and
Here's
can you
another
collect
tax
her
over
tax?
here. It's already 6,000.
Yeah, it's already separated and everything. Okay?
Taxes off the top.
Off the top, right? Off the top.
Now, somebody.
Now stay with us for just stay with us, okay? Now, this may or may not be the order that it should be, okay? But we're going to make our point at the end, so just stay with us. The next person that comes to collect, now you are the mortgage man.
Got a
now,
house.
Keep in mind, her score is under 600. Hers is over 700. Bad credit, good credit. They bought $100,000 each house, each. Now her mortgage payment is $1,000 a month because she has bad credit. Her interest rate is almost 10%. So her total for the year, she has to pay $12,000. That's $1,000 a month. Now, because her credit is good on the same exact house, she only pays $550 a month.
$6,600
$6,600
a year.
Okay?
Get the mortgage money. Because if you got a house, you got to pay your mortgage, right? Okay, just checking.
Now, they both drive, and we allocated just $30 a week. They have the same car.
Honda?
So they're spending the same amount of gas. So he's going to collect $1,500 in gas for each of them.
Got your gas money?
That's the gas.
Gas money, $1,600 each. Good.
Same house, they got to pay utilities. $100 a month, that's pretty reasonable, right, for all your utilities. So that's how much a year? $1,200, right? $1,200.
Because you know they will turn your lights off.
$1,200. All right. The next thing is they got to eat. They got to eat, right? So we've allocated $3,900 a year for eating, which is very low.
$75 a week for Shaquita.
Okay, very low. I mean, very low. And same with her.
Now, Miss Willie Mae, she only spends $60 a week. So Shaquita spends 75, 60. She take her lunch at least 2 or 3 days.
Okay. Now, the next thing is her car payment. Again, she has bad credit.
Same Honda.
So she has to pay $500 a month on this car, which is $6,000 a year. Now, how much you got left?
$4,740.
Say that again.
That's embarrassing.
She only has left $4,740. She is short $1,260.
Short. How
Short.
about you, Miss Willie Mae?
Now, Miss Willie Mae, she's got good credit. So the same exact car from the same exact dealership, she
Honda?
only has to pay $350 a month, which is $4,200 for the year. She pays. Now, you got to pay your tithes, right? I need $3,000 from you, Shaquita. Shaquita.
Now, she's supposed to. She was supposed to take that off the top. But a survival mindset, she's barely making it. Therefore, she don't have her tithes money. Therefore, the most challenging time for her on Sunday morning is the moment before we're about to do get low. How low can you go? Can you take it to the floor? Oh, no, oh, no.
Now, she's got $3,000 for her tithes. Willie Mae Thompson, good job. Now, how much money do you have still left? Now, they started with the same amount of money, right? Same house, same car, same neighborhood, same everything. How much money you got left?
$3,720.
$3,720 still left just from taking care of her credit.
See, having good credit, you're able to not only be blessed, you're able to be a blessing. Because when pastors talk about tithes and offering, Shaquita didn't have nothing to offer. Therefore, she was having a battle every Sunday morning. In fact, she would probably get there after the offering time. That's because she's having a battle. She's in a survival mindset. And so we painted that picture for you all to see that this is real, y'all. This ain't no, we got to make it up and hopefully. No. This is what the ministry deals with. It's people really not having the faith to go where they really need to be. They're in a survival mindset, but you got to move. Everybody say move. You got to move to the success mindset. You see the difference there. Survival versus success. Survival, believe they're entitled. You owe me. You owe me. I've been working this job for 10 years. You owe me. You owe me. I've been coming to this ministry for, you owe me. Entitled. Life is not fair. No man, I owe you nothing.
Plus, I mean, if you really listen to us, everything we're saying, we got it from Pastor Lockett. Because this right here tells you what he just said. Well, he said it a million times. You have the right to nothing that you do not pursue. Right? Same thing.
See, success is believing in seed time and harvest. Most people don't really understand that thing. Most people want to plant the seed, eat tomorrow. I like what Pastor's talking about seed time and harvest. Sowing. That's all we've been doing is sowing. Sowing doesn't start with you when you get your own business. You missed it. Sowing starts when you're working for somebody else. Because the sowing is, and it happened in our lives, we sold and sold and sold and sold and sold. We sold so well that when we actually left the company and started our other business, the harvest came in from the seeds we had sowed a long time ago. Just a seed, but we kept on sowing. Lots of people wait for, when I get my own business, when I start this, and you ain't gonna do nothing. You give the employer 40% and you're going to try to save 60%, but when you start your own stuff, you ain't going to ever use the 60% because the habit of 100% was not in you. You give 100% where you are right now. You got to act like you own the business. I own the company that I work for before I actually own SK. I own that territory. I ran that business like it was my territory. I had meetings with the customers because it was my customers. That was my business. You couldn't pay me enough to tell me, no, that ain't your business. I ran that business. It just had another person's name on the marquee. Because, see, you got to understand, you got to make yourself invaluable.
And indispensable.
Indispensable.
And I mean, no matter how big the company is, no matter how small the company is, no employer is going to get rid of anyone who is directly connected to their bottom line.
They don't do it. You
It's
ain't
just
never
impossible.
heard of somebody being fired because they selling too much. You ain't never heard that. You making too much money for the company. I got to let you go. You ain't heard that. Now you have people getting laid off all the time who not producing. And that's just a dollars and cents issue. You become productive, you become valuable. Always the big fish in a small pond. Saves 90% of their ability to use later in their own business. No, you don't. Can't do it. Doesn't work. It's like planting half a seed. Half a seed. It just doesn't operate that way. You got to begin to move to the success mindset.
Associates only with people who think like they do. See, you have to associate yourself with people who make you feel uncomfortable.
Woo! Come here, my brother. Come here. Yeah, you. Yeah. Stay right there. Sit right there. I just got a problem of being around folks who lighter than me. Always trying to outshine me. Talk about what they, how they just use different comments. I am the light. Talking about the brighter side of things. They just use little things. That kind of, it's uncomfortable for me to be around him for a long time because he always talking about like this. And he'll say like that. Well, see, I have to begin to be around him more, even though I'm uncomfortable, because his light can't shine if the darkness is not on him. So I have to begin to be uncomfortable to see my benefits and learn from his likeness so my darkness can blend in with him. Or I can learn enough from him that I'm going to go from dark skin to light skin. And a lot of times, when we get around people we're uncomfortable with, we find ourselves in a conversation where the other person is talking, and all you're doing is saying to them, oh, I'm going to give you some tips on how you do this thing now. Because I get in an environment so you don't always know the intellect of the person you're talking to. So don't embarrass yourself. You get the mode of understanding on. And the mode of understanding, somebody say something that you don't understand, you say, wow. And then they say something else, you get a little closer and say, I never thought about it like that. And when they're talking, just get all types of faces. Because, see, I don't want to show my lack of knowledge. So I'm going to gain that knowledge from this person. So the next time I get into this conversation, I'm going to be more educated. Right. See, survival mode is one thing, but success mode is when you don't know something, shut up. And when you ask questions, don't ask stupid questions. Never ask a billionaire, how much money you carry in your pocket? What difference does it make? Ask them a question, how did you get to the mindset before you became a billionaire? See, it's all about learning. Don't let anyone make you feel uncomfortable because success is within you. You just got to be around enough people to get it out.
But see, but when you feel that,
Thank you.
that discomfort inside of you, when you feel that, you should get excited about that. Because see, what the Holy Ghost is telling you when you feel that discomfort is saying, hey, that's what you need to work on right there. Hey, that's what you're lacking right there. Hey, that's your answer. But what you do is, those that are in the survival mindset, they run from it.
Woo! Got to go away from him. No,
and they don't want to deal with that, which the Holy Ghost is saying, you need to work on your credit.
No.
You need to work on your credit.
I'm going to find somebody who can get me a loan. I'm going to find somebody. I don't care if I pay more.
Because we want that quick fix.
I want me a house today. I'm tired of living in this apartment.
We want to pay somebody. Here's whatever, I don't know, here's $100, fix it for me. But what you don't realize is that until you don't go through the process yourself, you will constantly put yourself back in that same position. You've got to learn how to go through that process of being embarrassed, of saying, Thompson, I'm just ignorant. It's okay not to know.
It's
when
okay
someone is
not
trying to
know.
help you.
That's it. It's okay not to know. Just don't keep not knowing.
Yes.
Just don't keep it because, we bring it to you because, see, a lot of times people don't like being around people who they deem as successful. They don't like it. Unconscious don't like it. Because sometimes it can reveal that you're not where you're supposed to be. Well, see, you can't think that way. The only way they became successful is being around people who were successful, and they learned from them because at a certain point, they weren't there either. We all in this thing, we're all growing, and we share experiences with you. We purchased a building over here on Eugene Street. The building appraised for $1.7 million. We were looking for banks to do the loan. We said, okay, Ramona, you got a banking relationship with one bank, Bank A. I don't have no real banking relationship no more. Why? They don't love me. I'm sorry, they don't love me. You turned me down too many times to tell me that you love me. So I ain't falling in love with you no more. It's over with. From my perspective, I look at banking a little differently now than I used to. So we sat down with the banker, and Ramona had a great banking relationship with the banker that she deals with, and we have about 2 banks, the 3 banks we deal with. So I just said, I'm going to just put the loan out there. Whoever has the best deal, that's the one I'm going with.
Right, and you know, it's incredible how you could, for so long, we were sowing. You know, when you are trying to change your life, and you are working on changing how you do things, sometimes your head is down and you're just doing this. You're just doing it, and you're doing it, and you're doing it over and over again, and you don't realize that you're at this point right here. And in your mind, you still think that you're over there. Now, when we were in the process, Pastor Lockett did a sermon that was called Pulling the Stops Out of You.
Pulling all the stops out.
Pull
That's
stops
right.
out of you. And let me tell you, we eat every message that he gives us. It usually takes us about maybe 2.5 weeks to really digest it.
Listen to take over and over and over again.
Yes. Now, you guys are much smarter than we are. So you don't need to buy the tape at the end of the sermon, because when you hear Pastor Lockett, you got it.
I got it.
But
I
see,
heard him.
We're not that smart. And we know that we got to buy that tape, and we got to listen to it over and over, because we're slow. We're slow. We got to listen to it over and over and over. I tell Michael, sometimes I feel like we're retarded. We got to hear it over and over and over and over. That's the only way we get it.
That's the only way it gets deeply rooted down into our spirit. And here's the situation. We're both sitting down. We had the banker to come over to our office, new office, or our old office, and
this really happened. This happened in, what is it, February, January?
Yeah, we closed in April. We started the process. We sat down with the banker in the loan process, and we sat there, and he was bringing all the paperwork and everything. So he had the paperwork and everything. So I got all the paperwork. Ramona had her copy of the paperwork. Just put all this right for 1 second. And we were looking over the contract. You know, he was all excited about what was going on, and you know, me, I just said, well, let me just read, because reading, writing, and arithmetic is very important.
But now keep in mind, though, okay, we deal with 3 banks, okay, on a regular basis. But there's this one particular banker that he's known our struggle, and
he pointed out all the benefits of, you know, how he's been with us, and, you know, he's bringing a lot to the table and those things. But while he was talking about that stuff, I was just reading.
But see, I was emotionally attached, okay? I was very nervous, and I was afraid. I knew that my husband had to tell this banker that he wasn't going to use them. Now, I had already told Michael, I said, Michael, please, I don't want to be in the meeting with you and the banker. You do it by yourself. And he said, no,
let me see the glasses right here.
no,
let me see them
Ramona.
glasses right there. Let me see them glasses right there. Let me see them glasses.
He said, no, you got to be in this meeting.
And so I put my reading mind on. And while he's
Now, before we
talking about-
met, we kind of rehearsed. We kind of rehearsed what was going to happen. And Michael, what was the one thing you mentioned to me?
I said, honey.
This was before we go in the meeting. We always discuss what we're going to do. Because, see, when you have a partnership,
You got to prepare this thing.
when you have a partnership, whether it's a married couples, you should discuss what you want your outcome to be before you get into whatever you're trying to get into.
Don't let him catch you off guard. So I said, honey, I want you to follow my lead now. I said, we're going to take this thing slow. I said, and when the moment comes and there's nothing that I'm saying. I said, shut up. No, honey, you didn't hear me. I said, when there's nothing that I am saying, shut up. Because she'll get emotional. And I ain't dealing with emotion right now. I'm dealing with my reading, writing, and arithmetic. So I went to paragraph number 2 after I read the contract, and I said, so you're requiring for me to put my house as collateral?
This was for us to purchase the building that we purchased.
I said, the building appraised for 1.7. All I'm paying is 1.1. Ain't the building enough? Caught him off guard.
And the one wonderful thing about negotiation is that if you act like you're ignorant, instead of acting like you know everything, you'll get much further.
So he then said, well, we can look at that. I immediately went to my next point. Page 3, paragraph 6. Bottom line. I said, the interest rate that you're charging me on this, don't we have good credit now? Caught him off guard. He then said, well, what I'll do for you is I'll lower it by 0.5% because I really want your business.
No, he didn't say because I really want your business at that time. He said because we have a long-standing relationship.
So I
and
put
I
on-
really like you two. And then he went where Michael really got upset. And he said, and you know, Ramona, you like a daughter to me.
Why ain't I like a son? Am I too dark? So I put my other glasses on because I want some clarity of where we are. So now we at the point where reel them in. I then went to paragraph number 12, page number 6, in the font that you went to from 12 pica down to 8. Everybody can't read a pica that's 8 because the 8 is where you're trying to get me at. See, you went from 14 with my name, address, and telephone number. You moved down to 12 where the regular script was. Now you at font 8 where you don't think I can see. And in that paragraph it said, after I changed my glasses,
It said, move
your
operating
account over to our bank in order to get this loan.
So not only did he want our house, he was not giving us the best interest, but now he also wants our operating account. And what's operating account that Thompson was just talking about?
The cash
flow.
So I looked through the contract and I said, why is it that I feel like you are trying to tie my hands behind my back?
And he really said this.
I said, now I am a betting man. And I bet with my wife that you were going to come in here with the best possible deal. That's what she bet on you. I said, but today you have really shocked me. Because I mentioned to my wife that just in case her bet on you did not pan out, that I was betting on this other bank who don't know me, who I have not been in their door, who they came to my office, who looked at my credit score, to look that I have enough money in this bank, to look that I have equity in my home, to look that our cash flow is excellent, and they ain't got to tie none of it to it for this deal. Not even a penny out of our pocket. And you are telling me that she is like a daughter to you? I said, is this the best you can do? And that was the moment that I told her to remember there was silence in the room. And that moment of silence lasted for a long period of time.
And it was so hard for me.
He looked, I looked. He pulled out his paper, I pulled out my paper. See, because I believe that the moment that you are moving from survival to success, people will try to take you back into that past. And that was the day that I said, we have come too far. We have planted too many good seeds. We are past that time when my house was being repossessed. That was my past, my friend. The time when we ain't answered the door, when the sheriff came to foreclose, that was my past. The time that we had to play games with the creditors, that was my past. I am beyond that now. So I am moving mentally from survival to success. And the one thing I want to leave with you all is everybody says they want to go there. But it takes education. It takes faith. It takes servanthood. It takes credibility. It takes mentors. It takes education. It takes all these things for you to truly get to that success level. And they don't just start today. I worked at the Sheraton 20 years ago. And I'll leave you with this story. I worked as a valet parker. Every time you had to get a car, you drove up to the car lot, the people drive their nice cars over there, and then you get up, you let them out of the car, you run, you park their car, you then come back, and you then get the next car. So all night you're running to get in cars. And so I believed I should be a little different. So every time somebody came to the Sheraton, I would have me a line that I would say. And I would say to that person, thank you for coming to the Sheraton. My name is Michael. If I can be any assistance to you, I'd be more than happy to take care of you. And then when they come to get their car, I would leave them with the words, I'm so glad you came and spent this time with me at the Sheraton. Hopefully in the future, if there happen to be any needs that you may run across, my name is Michael, and I'd be more than happy to take care of you. I would open the door, let them in, they would drive off. Great. Get a tip, super. This one time, I had a car. I got the key for the car, and it was a raggedy key. I knew that night I was not getting a tip. But I ran and got that car just like I would any other car. And when I got to the car, I couldn't get in the right door. I had to go through the left door. But I got in that car and I said, I'm going to turn this ignition and I'm going to go ahead and take this man's car right on over there. And I got in that car and I turned the ignition and the car went crank. But being from the country, you know if a car don't crank, all you got to do is work with it. Give a little gas. I pumped that gas, I turned that ignition, whoa! That's all, you good to go. I drove that raggedy car to the front of the hotel. When I got to the front of the hotel, I saw this beautiful man and beautiful woman standing side by side. Nice couple, beautiful couple. I mean, beautiful. Raggedy car, but beautiful. They just look beautiful. And so I got out of the car. I went around let the lady come to the side over here, and I tried to open the door. The door wouldn't open. I just kind of shook it a little bit. Door still wouldn't open. So I knew from the brother, the way he was looking at me, I knew there was a problem. I went to the other side of the car. I climbed across the seat, opened the door, got out the car, opened the door for the lady. I then shut the door. I went back to the other side, and all the time in my mind, I wanted to say, my brother, as fine as this woman look, you got this raggedy car. You ought to do better. That's what my mind was saying. But I still maintained the same professional mode. I opened the door for him. He then smiled at me. As I was shutting the door, he hit me just like that. Gave me a $50 tip. See, had I treated them any differently than I treated anybody else who had the Mercedes-Benz, then it would have been something wrong with me. You got to plant the seeds, not knowing what the evidence is going to look like. Because that's what faith is. And you exercise it so much, it becomes natural for you. See, the one thing you got to do is to go back and say, now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things seen, of things not seen. What do you got to execute? What do you have to execute? What do you have to execute? When? 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 Don't wait for later. It says now faith. Now faith. Now. You got to continue to say it over again. When? 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 Right now. Don't wait another day. The information you get, you better execute this tomorrow, because if you don't, you're not going to use it the next day. You execute as soon as you get out of here. You don't wait. You call your wife. You call your friends. Look, I am executing my faith right now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just another year that we are excited about what God is doing in our life, because it's now faith that is allowing us to just be used as a vehicle to travel around the world to bring you different challenges that we're faced with that will be very helpful to you in your challenge. Now faith, God will provide if you bring the now faith. Thank you.